Hello, welcome to day 25 of Journey to 3000. We drew our last game, and hopefully, we were playing for a win there, so it's not the most horrible thing ever. I'm gonna adjust my mic. Okay, hopefully that didn't make a whole bunch of noise. Okay, we're gonna play the Sicilian c5. The Taimanov, which is knight c6 after takes. And we're gonna play queen c7 as opposed to a6. And if he goes bishop here, we'll play a6. And then we'll see how the game progresses. All right, here we'll take with the queen, followed by b5, bishop b7. Is he gonna go something super aggressive? Probably. That's what they usually do. Okay, against the a3 setup, we're just gonna keep developing our queen side first. I'm gonna step my queen out of the way of the pin. I think queen c7 is fine here. Still can't advance e5 due to takes. Although, yes he can, because the rook's going to be hanging there. So let's develop the rook. Followed by knight. Followed by possibly b5, b4, I mean. These are my positional objectives at the moment. We have finished development of the queen side for the most part. So now let's work on the king side. Notice how his bishop is restricting f5. That's the trade-off of that move. You can't launch a king side attack, really. He's just playing for e5. So we can finish our development quite easily. And I'm going to do that. Perhaps I should have avoided this. Right, because I can't take it because of this hanging. Alright, looks like we've made a bit of an error here. We should have not allowed this to happen. Well, that's okay. It happens. We go knight back. So you're gonna take the bishop. Queen takes. Okay, how do we develop now? The dark squares are going to be weak. Can't really force a trade of the dark square bishop. Maybe if we go b4, we can make things a little uncomfortable. I think he's just going to go knight here though. You can also try f5 here. We're not developed yet though. This is the main issue. Perhaps f6, and then if he moves the pawn up, we force a trade of the dark squared bishops, and then we secure our dark squares for enough time to castle. We're also getting another exchange of pieces there, which would be nice. I'm gonna play f6 here. And if he moves the f pawn, we're going to trade the dark squared bishops off. And if he takes, we take back with a knight. And we're just going to castle just fine here. And I think we actually have a favorable position now. But maybe not. Definitely going to be castling the next move. Unless something happens that I don't see. Okay, not too worried about taking the dark or taking the night. This is protected. And all of my pieces are now becoming alive. Might even consider taking with a rook there. But nah. You might try like a rook lift, I'm guessing. Is that the plan? Okay, so here his plan seems pretty obvious. He wants to take this pawn. He's using these as targets while they're still not supporting each other very well, or my pieces aren't very coordinated with these. Maybe I have to play rook d8 here. I would not want to play rook d8 here, but might have to. I think I'm gonna play rook d8, not spend too much time. And just defend the weakness, and then we're gonna build up when we can. We do have a worse structure, I guess, with the 3 islands. It's almost like a hanging pawn structure in the center of the board. It's kind of weird. But I don't know. I don't hate our position, but I've said that before, and then we've like immediately lost. But I don't know. I just like the targets that we have. Maybe he's gonna try. I assume he's gonna try like a rook lift. That would make sense to me. Maybe I want to develop my bishop. If knight here, knight takes, bishop takes. Okay, that's very interesting. So the question is, how do I want to proceed here? Can I possibly go check, followed by d5? Is that a possibility? Bishop blocks, we support with our bishop. Get more piece trades in. And you know we have a center. Do I really want to trade queens though? Guess we're gonna trade queens. Yeah, our pieces are just slightly more difficult to manage here. Think about here, support that with the knight. And as long as this knight can't get to here, which can be attacked from here. He's just not quite getting in there yet. Shift my rook over and target this pawn. And I'm not too upset about what's happening here. Okay, takes, rook here, takes, knight takes, rook takes, pawn up. King can protect. I don't really want to give him a passer. I think I'm going to take. I think I'm going to trade everything off and play d5. And then get my king in and my rook in. d5. Rook's going to be targeting this pawn. And then king's going to be walking in. And I think we have a favorable position here. And I just bumped the mic, so hopefully that didn't make a bunch of noise. We definitely have a more compact structure. Okay, that move definitely seems questionable. Maybe he's just trying to cut my king off. But I feel like I win the race here. Or maybe I don't, because he has a fork here. That's bad. It's definitely bad news for me. No, not really. Still equal material, and I get an outside passer. Don't know. I mean, it's a complicated position, so we just gotta play as accurate as we can in the time we have. Okay, king up. Because after this pawn, we're going to end up with an outside passer, although I'm not sure how winning that's going to be. Probably not very winning, probably very drawish, as most rooking games are. I'm going to try to get the rook behind this and just shove it down the board and support it with the king. Kind of go up because of the control he would have, but I mean, I think we're slightly better in this position. It certainly does seem drawish, doesn't it? Let's get this passer down to the edge of the board. He's going to find a safety hole here when he gets his rook behind. And eventually he's going to sack the rook for the pawn. And then it'll probably be a draw. Okay, I'm going to move back. And then my goal will be to expose this king. That's the plan. I realize I'm not talking about each other. Right, so as soon as this king leaves the shelter, we'll always have a check and then promote. So that's what I'm talking about mainly. He has to keep his king behind here, so I'm just going to try and make that life difficult for him. To be sure. Just keep moving back and forth pretty much. I don't see the consequences of my actions here, so. Thing is, if he ever moves here, I take, and then I win. We're just going to stay close to the pawns. Now, what I am curious about, I mean, like maybe he's looking for a way to checkmate me, but he can't advance his pawns is the problem. If either pawn goes here or here, I take and then win the queen. Or get the queen, sorry. And there's no mates because the queen covers check. So that's very interesting. Okay. He's going for something. Just run down the board now. I don't know. And we just threw, didn't we? Maybe, maybe not. It's very hard to tell what's going on here. I think I might have just thrown. I don't know why I'm playing so quickly. Kudos to my opponent if he wins, because he just outplayed me in the endgame then. Alright, well now here we're ending up in a Philidor. We might even checkmate him with a trick. Take the pawn, please. Okay, let's go here. Do we want to try and win on time here? I don't know. We might lose some time too, because I'm pretty slow, but this is... I'm going to lose. This is so bad. Okay. I don't want to do this, but I am doing it because why not, really? I mean, I don't know. Alright. We're not from a draw. Okay. Alright, yeah. I felt bad about that one. Anyway, that was day 25. Yeah, we had a good time. Thanks for watching. Just kidding, we need to do the game review. And there was definitely interesting things going on there. I hit game review button. Here we go. Just want to see. I think we definitely allowed him some counterplay there with e5. Yeah, we should not have played that. Bishop d6. That's just very, very, I mean, yeah, it makes sense. And I see this stuff before with like some bishop b3 lines, but I just haven't considered it here. And just because the knight's no longer here, so we get this with tempo. And we have control over the dark squares in a more aggressive fashion. Kind of taking advantage of the way they played it. But bishop b7, yeah, just a bad move. It just allows e5. And we don't have a good response to that, which should have been avoided. But f6, yeah, we did find the best move here. f6, that's good. Yeah, my logic was if here we get the dark squared bishops off. But apparently that just loses, so. I'm glad he didn't play that. Why does that lose? Bishop takes c5, queen here. No? Knight e4. Yeah, okay. I definitely see how that's uncomfortable. So what's the actual move here? Knight h6. Oh, we just continue our development now because he can no longer take there. So that makes sense. Alright, and then things are pretty normal after this. I don't think we have much going on, but we're also not losing, although apparently he allowed b4 here. I did see that, okay, I did feel comfortable here, because this pawn's pretty well protected, and we're just going to apply pressure to his only backwards pawn. But then, I guess we didn't play that correctly. Okay, it wants us to play a5, allow the passer, which is weird to me. I just didn't want to allow this, but what's the idea here? Say he moves the rook. Rook c2. Oh, we're getting on the second. Yeah, I can see how this would be uncomfortable. So you get some activity for the passer, but here we trade everything off, and then we have slight advantage, but I don't know, it seems very hard to realize. And then I think we messed it up a little bit. And the game's pretty much a draw, but let's see if we messed it up at any point. Kind of, yeah, we did. He's kind of got close to a Luciano position here. We're trying not to get checkmated. And then here's totally winning, but once he takes here, it's a draw again. Let me see what I should have played. To just maintain the status quo, which is my goal. Okay, h6 check. King f8. King here. He never has. Oh, then we sacrifice the pawn a different way. So it's like we're almost always forced to sack our outside passer. We can't just maintain it. We have to use it as a way to defend his majority. So I gotta think about that in the future. Just knowing that this position is drawn. Yeah, so we actually did make some poor life decisions there. Yeah, I just assumed he would take it, but now, yeah, he doesn't have to take it, does he? And then he has a passer with his king supported. And I still can't. Although he can never, I don't know, it's difficult. It's just so awkward for my king because I'd have to avoid getting checkmated, obviously. But anyway, it's a good game, well played. That's been day 25. Thank you for watching. See you next time.